Jai Shri Krishna. So today is Saturday, right? And moon is in Satabhisha Nakshatra. And I'm not really going to cover anything much on Satabhisha Nakshatra today, but this topic will be very important, crucial to understand in Vedic astrology. There is a lot of misconceptions as well, which I will break it down today. Think this as 1.0, okay, or like a 101, right? We are going to start. This is part one, right, which is going to be on Bhavat. See, Vedic astrology is so unique in so many ways about, nakshatras, dasas, mahadasa, right? Then 16 divisional charts, and then taking the transit and overlapping it on the D1 chart, right? I mean, so many things. And then Rahu, Ketu, etc., right? There's no Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, etc. out, okay? But now comes a very important principle called Bhavat, right? Bhavam is a way to check the strength of the chart, strength of every house in the chart, strength of the planet, everything. Bhavam is so important. If you understand Bhavam, right, then I can tell you Rahu Ketu Bhavam, okay, and the Karakas and the Adipatyas. That's it. You're kind of mastered Vedic astrology. You mastered it. Simple. If you understand these four elements, what I mentioned, you're good to go. But thing is, you have to be just not theoretical, you have to be practical. That's the most important thing. All right. A person who goes and there is a difference between teaching in a classroom and there is a difference between doing the practical thing, right? Perfect example, coaching class for taking a license, right? Versus actually, if you see how to drive the car, these are two different things, but both are connected. Okay, Bhavam. So you can see the header picture. I'm not going to cover much what is mentioned in the header picture today because I'm building the base, okay? So there are many ways, right? Supposed to see that seventh house of marriage. Everybody will focus on 7. It is just not seventh, right? Venus is there. Karaka wise Venus. Okay, Karaka for marriage. Kalatra Karaka. Seventh. Then the 4th, 10th axis. This is where it gets tricky. Why am I looking at 4th and 10th for a 7th house for marriage, right? 4th to 4th is 7th in Bhavam. 4th to 4th is 7th. 10th to 10th is 7th. Bhavam again. Okay, you can keep on looking at so many different ways. A planet sitting in the first will aspect up typically up, 7th house. Yeah. So there are so many ways to navigate. This is one principle of Bhavat, which I'm not going to cover today. I'm just laying the foundation. Okay. So what am I going to cover? Because I've been getting a lot of comments from many Libra ascendant, Taurus ascendant, okay, about this dual lordship and etc. Venus, Saturn, etc. Okay, Libra, Taurus, the Yoga Karakas, as well as the so-called ownership, 1st and 6th lord for Taurus ascendant Venus, or 1st and 8th lord for Libra ascendant. Okay, so here is a case. Okay, in Bhavam, understand this basic rule that every planet is owning 2 houses except Sun and Moon, which we know that. This is not rocket science in Vedic astrology. Okay, so now the question is, let's take an example. Okay, I'll give an example to explain this Bhavam principle, which I am teaching today. This is very important. Watch the video again and again. Understand it. Suppose a person is an Aries ascendant. Okay. Saturn is, let's say, sitting in Cancer in the 4th house. Okay. Which house result is he going to give? Assuming in Capricorn and Aquarius, there is no planet sitting there. Okay, no planet sitting there. Which planet or which house Saturn is going to give? typically, right, if you read the book and straight away take it, right, especially BPHs, okay, the first thing you will say is, oh, Aquarius, Mulatrikona. Okay, Aquarius, Mulatrikona. That is wrong. Totally wrong. Okay, totally wrong. All right, I'll tell you why. See, planets sitting Shashtashtaka 6-8 to their own house won't give that result of that house so much. It's loss. It can be a Trikona house, a bad house, whatever it is. So if Saturn is sitting in the 4th, he's sitting to that, 10th house Kendra. Okay? But he's sitting to the 11th house Shashtashtaka, Aquarius, 6-8. So from Aquarius, if you count Cancer, will be exactly 6 places. Okay? That's where Saturn is sitting. From Saturn in Cancer, you count Aquarius will be 8 houses. Okay, so it's Shashtashtaka. So here, as I said, there's no planet sitting in Capricorn Aquarius. So he's going to give you most of the results of Capricorn. Rule number 1. This is most important. So there is no Mula Trikona here. Move it out. This is normally people have this misconception again. Okay? Like people had this misconception saying that Rahu's Mula Trikona Nakshatra was Satabhisha. It is not. It's Swati. Right? Same thing. Okay. Second, Saturn is sitting in 4th house in Cancer, aspecting the 10th house, okay, which is his own house. So naturally, all the more, on top of the first rule I said, 6-8 and Kendra, is going to give you 10th house result straight away. Okay. Second. Third, you have to classify each planet as benefic, malefic, etc. Sun is malefic, you put it in the malefic one. Okay. Usually, all malefics will give results more of the houses which is sitting Kendra to it, own house. So in this case, Kendra. Kendra is Capricorn, right? 7th house Kendra. Okay. I'm going to put this seed today, sink it in. Let the whole idea sink it in, because I know many of you might be like, what is he saying? See, this is the fact, right? Shashtashtaka. This is most important. 6-8, there is no light. The 12th is also very different. You eliminate the 12th because the 12th and 2nd, they form a separate thing. So think about this way. 12th and 2nd, I'll tell you. Suppose Gemini ascendant, okay? Gemini ascendant, let's say. And let's say moon is in the 2nd house in Cancer. From Lagna, moon is in 2nd. From moon, Lagna may be 12th. It forms the 2-12 axis. The 6-8 is the most difficult. 6-8. Okay. All right. That is what we saw for Aries ascendant, Saturn sitting in Cancer with Capricorn Aquarius. Okay. Next. Okay. We'll take another example also to explain this. Okay. So that you're also a little bit more clear. Okay. Right. Let's take an example. Gemini ascendant, Saturn in Gemini. Okay, so Gemini ascendant, Saturn is 8th and 9th lord. Okay, so here he's sitting, right, Shashtashtaka to that 8th house. In a way it's good. And he's placed, right, from the 9th house, Aquarius, Trikona to it, 5-9. Okay, malefic, sitting Trikona, not great, but still it is Trikona Rashi, right? It's good. Saturn sitting in the Lagna, Gemini, not good. That is different. But here is going to give you Aquarius result. Okay, assuming there's no planet sitting in these 2 houses. Yeah, no planet. Okay. Next, Today Saturn is coming a lot. Today is Saturday, so naturally Saturn is coming. Okay. Now, let's take same example, Aries ascendant, Saturn sitting in Cancer. Okay, Saturn sitting in Cancer, Mars is sitting in Aquarius. Okay, now look at it. The Vedic astrology rule says is think about a car and owner of the car, right, and a driver. So in this case, Mars sitting in Aquarius will act as a driver. Okay, house owner, tenant, same thing. Okay, he will act as the owner of the car in a way, temporary owner. Okay, so whatever that result of that, 11th house, right, Mars is going to give. Even though Saturn, it will give very little result. But the strength of that result which Mars is going to give is be very weak. Right? Why? Because Saturn, the depositor, is placed 6-8 to that Mars house. You see? So my point is, right? My point is, Aquarius result will come? Yes, will come. Okay? All right? Because Mars is sitting there. This is the important thing. Okay? So when, for example, when Saturn Mahadasa comes, Saturn will give the chunk of the result from Capricorn, sitting in Cancer. But he will also give you some result of Aquarius because there is somebody sitting there who is activated that house. That will be weak, and those results may not be even good because malefic planet sitting there. Okay, so my point is, do not go face value, right? Do not go face value to say Mula Trikona, it's going to give you that result. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. I wish it does, but it does not. Okay, next comes the interesting layer, Bhava Chalu chart. That will be the next question. Oh, in the Bhava movement happens. Initially, Saturn is sitting in the 4th, but it moves to the 5th. Okay, so Saturn is sitting in the 4th house in Cancer, but it moves in the 5th. Now, so how does that work? So initially, Saturn will give you more of the result of Capricorn because of Kendra, ownership. Later, he will reduce that effect of Capricorn. He'll give you Aquarius because he's moved to the 5th in the Bhava. That movement will happen. Simple. When and all, I can tell you that later. You have to look at degrees, etc. There's so many information or so much of information I don't want to dump. Okay, so imagine you have to apply the Bhava chart next. Okay, this is very important. Just the same way, this comes from basic rule of Parashara Rishi in BPHS. It's written, right? A planet running a Mahadasa, 6th, 8th to the Dasa Lord, will give you bad result because he's hidden, he's out. Same thing, apply the rule in Bhavam. It's very simple. Planet sitting in 6th, 8th to that house is the loss of that house result. You see? Right? See if that makes sense. So this is Bhavat Bhavam 101. I know it's a lot of information. Watch it again multiple times, but break that barrier in your head to say that it is always Mula Trikona, it is always Mula Trikona. I had this 20 years ago, guys, but when you start putting all the pieces together, the answer is there in BPHS. I'm not telling anything new. You have to understand. Okay, you have to understand why 6th, 8th is coming. What is 8th? 8th house, no light, darkness. 6th house is Upachaya house as well as a Dustana house. Yeah? Okay. I hope this is Bhavat Bhavam 1.0 part 1. Okay? I will definitely do a series in this to explain. At some point, I will do charts live as well. But I'm doing some theoretical part to explain, giving examples. All right? If you like this video, press the like button. Yeah? Share it with your friends and family if you like the same. right? And if you find it relevant. Second is definitely please pass on your comments in the comment section as well. I know many of you have already did, so thank you. Third, definitely press the notification button, bell button to get updated on my channel videos. Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you.